Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, the Duke of SCB. Um, Before I proceed to this video, I want to show you guys a little introduction to a video that I do want to talk about, which is the 2026 Hyundai Palisade. But before I go ahead with it and talk what I want to say about it, let's watch this video first.
Like always, let's start off this review with a quick spec dump. Now, those of you who like a naturally aspirated V6 will be very happy with what you find because we have a standard 3.5-liter V6 engine making 287 horsepower. Now, there is also going to be a hybrid offered as well, but not available until later on this year. This is paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission, and with all-wheel drive, our combined fuel economy is 20 mpg.
Now, the base price for the 2026 Palisade is $39,000, and if you're
So you guys have seen it now. You guys have seen it, and if you understand something very well, there is a point he made at that video, and that point we say that, in case you don't know what he said, that your favorite for Hyundai's fans, yes, for Hyundai's and Kia fans, he said your favorite naturally aspirated V6 engine. Yes, your naturally 3.8 liter V6 naturally. Let me put it like this. You say your favorite 3.8 liter V6 engine, an 8-speed automatic transmission, and that engine is naturally aspirated. And if you go back on our last video we made about the Kia Sorento, the Kia Sorento is 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder with a dual clutch 8-speed transmission, which I told you that Hyundai and Kia, yes, Hyundai is what owns the Kia. They are making a good vehicle. Nowadays, they are doing a good vehicle, unlike their previous say they have a bad record, but I'm happy they step up the game and began to improve everything. If I say a vehicle that is good, that is like generally good, that will last longer for you, I'm gonna tell you. You understand? So I told you that a turbocharged engine at first will seem to be okay. The ride and the fun will be exceptional. You love everything about it. But as time goes and anything like some component begins to die in it, I don't think that you like it. You understand? And that vehicle from the factory, it does come with turbocharger, which will highest upgrade the power to 290 something horsepower. You understand? To 200 and some. So when the turbocharger fails, and in some control like that, if the spare parts is not available or something like that, or enough mechanic that do have knowledge about a turbocharger, if they are scarce, then what to do is to block the turbocharger operation. So the vehicle will now be underpowered. And at first, that's not the reason or anything you buy the vehicle now. And once that is done, everything will start degrading in the engine, dying one after the other, and will start to stress you. More especially the transmission. Dual clutch transmission are made for high-end vehicle or performance vehicle, not for care or worst of all, 4-cylinder engine. It's not very good. But in today's video, I'm telling you that this 2026 Hyundai Palisade, I can tell you that yes, it's very it's reliable. Go for it. This Hyundai Palisade is reliable with this engine and gearbox. Everything is set. Though they do have um, another problem, there's nothing that doesn't come with problem. But apart from that, I would say that it's reliable. You understand? And okay, now talking about this 2026 Hyundai Palisade, you guys have already said the Hyundai Palisade is a very beautiful three-row family car to be said. You understand? That vehicle, honestly, like you see in terms of design, you see Hyundai, Kia, Nissan, Infiniti, Lexus, LOS, Lexus, LOS, and Acura. In terms of design, exterior design, and BMW, leave it for them. They know how to handle it. And Worst of all is the Infinity, Nissan, Kia and Hyundai. They do make their own to look more futuristic than any other. But this Hyundai now, I have something to say. Unlike this 2026, the 2025 Hyundai Palisade is more, to me, is more preferable more than this 2026. If you see this comparison here, you understand what I mean. First off, let's start from the headlight of 2025 and 2026. If you see the design headlight design of this 2025, you could see that the trafficator are lined above these headlights. Daytime running lights will be like the waterfall. Yes, we'll be running along the side of it like a waterfall design. Then the headlights are projector high beam and low beam, which will give you more vision or visibility at night. But coming to this 2026 Hyundai Palisade, large portion will be turn signal and daytime running lights, while the projector or maybe reflector LED headlights will be this thing, will be reflector, which are f- smoked headlights. And with the way you'll be seeing this headlight now, tell me yourself, it looks like the 2025 will be more like we outshine this 2026 in terms of bright color, or let me say in terms of good vision at night. So in terms of that headlight design, I think I do prefer the 2025 model more than the, even in terms of front grille and everything. The only place that I'm gonna choose the 2026 Palisade is coming to the rear. You understand? When it comes to the rear, everything is so certain that the 2026 looks more beautiful than the 2025. Another thing is the side mirrors. Side mirrors of this 2025 Hyundai Palisade will be turn signal, heated and everything, but it will be power folding, of course. And they do have they do have up to 8 major different trims, but I'm coming to that. So this 2026 model now, for the first time in Hyundai Palisade, will be equipped with auto folding, yes, power folding. But do I see the design of this side mirror now? Jesus, in anything you do, protect it though. If I should advise you, in anything you do, protect it, because this side mirror alone will like to cost around $10,000. If I'm not misquoting, yes. If you look at the side mirror, the design and the ability to have auto dimming, heated, blind spot monitoring, and power folding, that could say a lot about it. You understand? So that's it for the exterior. I do prefer the 2025 exterior more than the 2026. But though the two are beautiful, no issue, no issue. The two are too beautiful. Then checking the interior of this Palisade. Man, the two are also beautiful, but hi Jesus. Just for example, see the layout of the 2025 and 2026. You won't tell me that unless you are just going for fancy things, you understand. But for me, I'm going for the 2025 model. Please, if you do have the 2025 model, there's no reason for going for the 2026 Palisade. Stick with your 2025, unless you have the money and you feel like you want to upgrade. But I don't see the reason to upgrade. That everything in this 2026 now will be touchscreen, of course. You understand, everything will be touchscreen, and even the gear column is moved to the shi- like even the gear shifter has been moved to the steering column as well. But if you look at this 2025, everything is seamless. Even the dashboard, you do have your separate cluster gauge and infotainment screen display. Four spoke beautiful leather stitched steering, which are also heated and ventilated. For the 2026 Hyundai Palisade, the steering is three spoke, and you do have our dual zone, like dual infotainment screen display for the cluster gauge and infotainment screen display. But what they did this time is to embed it inside the dashboard. Yes, it's no longer like, it's not floating out like BMWs or so rest, but In terms of interior, I mean, like interior design, man, I do choose the 2025 model. Even if you look at the design of the dashboard, they are all seamless. But the 2026 do look futuristic, you understand? It does look futuristic. The two are good, but to me, oh, even to you that is watching it, you know that you can see that the 2025, the center console, like the center console where the AC and every control for the infotainment screen display lights, they are all seamless and built like it's placed like a captain for you. And you do have your pass-through storage and then separate storage for the driver, like the center console storage. And it does come with a 14-way power adjustment with massaging for the two, because in their trims they do have up to 8 trims. They do have up to 8 trims. And what to be advised, what to be talking about here now, um will be the highest of model, the calligraphy model, of course. They are the highest of them all, which is fully equipped, like fully option. And if I should advise you, instead, unless you do have too much money, like you do have a too much amount of money to buy a vehicle, I might suggest Mercedes or them for you. But if you are still a beginner, for me, the base model of a Mercedes is almost 70 something thousand dollar, but you can use that 70 something dollar to get this Hyundai, which is fully option. Everything fully, or when I mean fully option, both in tech and everything. You can use that same something dollars instead of the base Mercedes. You can use it and get this Hyundai, which is also reliable and big for families. You can use it and get it simple. But I'm not. But if you still have the money to go for Mercedes, depending on the one you do want, is okay. But to my advice, I think I will suggest this Hyundai for you. Though they are not the only vehicle, but it depends on your choice. But for me, if to say I don't want to buy a vehicle now, absolutely that's the one I'm going for. Go to the reliability and cost of maintenance and fully option interior. Coming to the tech amenities, the reason I do say the same road will cost a fortune. You see this thing, if you trafficate now, you see your blind spot will be showing at the dashboard. You can see that now, and I can suggest that Hyundai, Kia are partnering in technology with Audi, which is I say that there's another problem with the Hyundai, if not the engine and transmission or issue, technical issue, of course. Any vehicle that is too techy of techy, the issues are always much. When the matter of the issue arises, is always much. Then the tech amenities consist of this blind spot camera, wireless phone charger, Harman sound system, 360-degree rear view camera, 4 zone climate control. Um, of course, you do have your separate panoramic sunroof, first for the driver and second for the third row and second row seats. Um, Without talking much of it, and let's come to the second row seat and see what else we do. If you see the second row seat of this 2026 calligraphy now on the palisade, um, you could see that there are captain's chairs too. And if you do remember, I do love something that is separate in terms of sitting. I do love them being separate. Captain chair, I do prefer, but they are optional for three like bench sitting. If you do want the ones that are going straight, there are, but to me, I should suggest the captain chair, not only for separate sitting, but for the easy access to the third row. Apart from that, the vehicle can be like the second row seat can be electronically controlled vehicle, but once you press it, it springs forward for you to get inside the third row seat um, effortlessly. And seeing the climate control of the 2025, they are in the center console, like they are positioned in the center console, which we like their operating operating system will be at the center console. Then the vents will be at the roof, which is such a good thing. But for the 2026 model now, it does look something like, I say they do look futuristic, you understand? I love it. They do look futuristic in terms of this um event. I think I choose the 2026. They do look futuristic. See how it's spaced out. But what is here is not your climate zone control. It's just the storage for the second row passengers, like the tray. But what are you putting inside this tray? Do you want to forget your phone there? Another thing is that the cable run through for the charger and phone. Then the AC control and vents are located up the ceiling of the vehicle. Then the third row seat. Unlike the Sorento we reviewed, Sorento is a luxury compact SUV with third row seats. The comfortability and its comfortability and the comfortability of this Palisade can be the same. The Palisade can fit a full-grown adult, yes, comfortably. If not 100% comfortably, 80% comfortably, it will fit an adult for the Palisade. But for the Sorento, um, no, it's just for mid-sized people, average. You understand, but not for very tall people. And I do have something again to say. Kia do have, like, Kia Sorento now is like a Santa Fe, because Hyundai and Kia are two different brands but same, like Hyundai owns Kia. Type of For Kia now, Kia Sorento do have a big brother or elder brother like this Palisade, which is the Telluride. I will soon review it, but it's not as flashy as this one, but it does try its best. Yes, it does try it well, but the Kia Sorento, it does have a bigger brother like this Palisade, which is the Telluride. Then the Hyundai Palisade do have a junior brother as well, like this Sorento, which is the Santa Fe. You understand? Santa Fe and Sorento are a mid-sized luxury SUV, not a three-row family SUV. They are for flexing. Sorento and Santa Fe are for flexing of young boys. But for this Telluride that I'm telling you about and this Palisade now, they are good for family. But man, this Palisade is something else. I do love the vehicle in terms of design and everything. Let's leave reliability aside, because your vehicle talks more about you more than anything. So, but I'm glad they offered the naturally aspirated to 3.8 liter V6 engine and 8-speed automatic transmission, which do offer 291 horsepower. You can see what I'm telling you. At times, they know what they are doing. You understand? If I see vehicle that will last longer for you in terms of engine, I will tell you. No issue, I'll just tell you for free. This one will last exceptionally, but the problem will be the technical. But the technical is not a major problem like that, but that's just it. Coming to the trunk, as always, hands-free power. That's a typical Korea. They would like to flourish their design their vehicle in how with tech, hands-free, and all these second row seats and third row seats. Their sizes, like their cubic feet, will be posted here on the screen. And secondly, to fold them are just easy with a touch of a button located across these side walls. Now everything could be folded down effortlessly. So guys, that's it for the 2026 Hyundai Palisade. If you do own the 2025, I would say there's no strong reason to go for the 2026. 2025 is more okay than the 2026, unless you have the money you want to waste. Maybe you could go for the 2026. And the 2025 do come, the 2026 do have the same engine as the 2025. You understand? And everything is more perfect. Like, I do prefer the 2025, honestly. Even if I say money now, I want to buy a Hyundai for Hyundai fans, I think I'll go for the 2026 model. Before, I do think that in terms of interior, that Genesis do win sector. Genesis is trying, but I think this time Genesis and Acura are trying in terms of interior, but this time Hyundai is taking the lead in terms of futuristic Hyundai taking delay. Then after Hyundai and Kia, then you'll be seeing the Genesis. After the Genesis, the Acura. That's all to say for this video, guys. I don't know what else to say, but to see in terms of liability, once I see a vehicle that is good in liability, I'll tell you. That's all for today's video, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next video we'll talk about.